Bonjour, it's me, Desmond.
And LaCresha.
You weren't ready for that one, were you? And we are here to talk about Drag Race France season 1, honey. Who got an epic?
Why do I look so washed out?
I don't know, friend. I do not. But before we even get into all that, got to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe because y'all been showing us so much love with France, and we greatly appreciate that. Um, but overall, what did you think of this episode? This little branding marketing episode?
Oh, how dare they make me cry?
Woo! Woo! Here's the thing: the first they made me mad, then they made me cry. Because we gonna talk about it. Because I live for that question every season. I live for it, and we gonna get into that because I was very confused on their name selections based off of why they chose her. But we gonna get there. We gonna get there. But let me go ahead and share this here screen because we got things to talk about, and hopefully I can remember. All right. So here we go. We're
Messy
starting off.
individual.
So we start off by saying goodbye to Leaps. Again, shouldn't have been in the bottom two, but she did lose that lip sync. So they congratulated each other for making it to top 5. I was super happy. That was real cute. I'm like, oh, top 5, yay. Drag Race France. And then the next day, I love their entrances each week. They are so funny. Like, this one's no exception. I would love to be on their flight.
Okay. No.
I would love for all of them to be my flight attendant at the same time.
Crowded galley.
But yeah, they were talking about how there's a lot of space at the table now, and I'm like, yeah, they're gone. We're almost done here. We're gonna wrap up. We got 2 more weeks.
Yeah, I love his sports bra. That sports bra is the ish.
Oh, you talking about so the Muse?
Yeah, so at the moves.
Yeah. They congratulated So on getting her second win.
Yay.
We're gonna talk. I'm gonna talk about how they shot themselves in the foot with giving her a win last week, but we're gonna go. Bertha wants a cooking challenge. Same. Have these
like an actual cooking challenge.
Actual cooking challenge. Get them queens in the kitchen, honey. Baby, yes, that will be something different. That'll be something different. We might get a recreation of that Flavor Flav moment when what was her name? Honey put that chicken in the microwave.
Oh my god.
Was that her name, Honey? I can't remember.
I don't remember. You're gonna make me Google it.
My goodness, yes, that. Oh my god, I was sitting there like, oh my god, what is she doing? But yeah, Bertha, I agree with you. So we get the rooster sound. Nikki's on the screen, and I love they do the. I can't do it with them, but the little chant they do when they walk over. They're a chanting group of queens, and I live. So Nikki acknowledges that we are at a top 5 and that this week's mini challenge is the good old puppet challenge because why? Because everybody loves puppets.
Because everybody loves puppets. I'm sorry, I was looking up.
My goodness. So the pick.
Hottie.
Huh?
Hottie.
Which one?
Hottie. H-O-T-T-I-E.
Oh, Hottie. I thought you were calling the pit crew Hottie. I'm like, which one's a Hottie?
Oh, no. Well, the redhead, actually. Her name I love me a redheaded Anglo-Saxon.
Now, I was highly upset because, usually they have the wall that they stick their arm in, but this time it's just the box.
It's just the box.
Oh. But, they selected their, this was funny.
Legs for days.
I have a feeling if I was to ever make it on a program like this, my puppet would have really long legs like this too.
And a big old head.
But yes, they picked their queens. Now, I was highly confused on why So the Muse had a mermaid tail.
Right?
And even they were talking about, like, why'd they give her a mermaid tail? Like, she didn't even have a mermaid-inspired look this season. I was very confused. But they were going through. Bertha, she struggled.
Yes, very much so.
It gives me, because Bertha comes in and she gives you the personality, and
right.
Room, it makes it seem like she's going to kill the comedy challenges because she's very funny in the confessional. During the walkthrough, she's funny too. But when it's time to be
she's got a lot of personality, but
when it's time to
it doesn't translate.
Funny, it's like you just go. So the Muse, she did all right. Paloma, she had a few chuckles. Lolita, that was terrible. This was my personal favorite. Look, hearing Le Grand Dame mimic so was yo. Oh, I was hollering. I'm like, oh my God. I'm really shocked she didn't win. But overall, what did you think of the puppet challenge?
Honestly, like it was like, oh, okay, it's kind of funny. It wasn't very funny. It was just kind of funny.
Overall, I think it was a good one. We've seen worse. We have seen worse. But overall, I thought this was a pretty decent one. Nothing to write home about, but it was good. The only one that made me bust out laugh was Le Grand Dame. Like, I was hollering. I was at work watching it too. I'm like, Lord,
Lord,
what's wrong with me in here laughing this hard?
You're supposed to be working, sir.
I was on my lunch break. I can watch what I want on my lunch break. Okay.
Okay. I miss our lunch breaks.
So Paloma won the mini challenge. I do not agree. I think Le Grand Dame should have won. But then Nikki announces that this week they will be basically marketing and branding themselves by selling perfume.
Parfum.
But the perfume has to be based over the box that they are given. And guess who assigns the boxes? The winner of the mini challenge, Paloma. Goes through, and this is what everybody gets. Lolita gets the pink box. Paloma gets the bamboo box. Gets the black box. Chose the red box for herself, and then Bertha got this
iridescent.
That's the word I was looking for. Box.
Yes. I honestly think that Lolita and Big Bertha should have switched boxes.
Yeah, once seeing what was inside of it, I agree. I'm like, yeah, I think they should have switched boxes for this one. I know they couldn't, and obviously Paloma didn't know what was in the boxes. I think that would have been even a gag that she got to look first and see what was in there and be like, okay, now I know who I want to give this to.
Right, because she called herself trying to give it to whoever she thought the personality would fit.
With the box, and I'm like, well, that's kind of hard to do. So,
and I'm like, of course you're gonna keep what you think is the best box for yourself, but I don't see Big Bertha being hollow. I'd have gave her the pink one anyway.
Honestly, not knowing what's in any of the boxes, I would have personally went for the box that Bertha got. That's the box I would have chose. But knowing what's in the boxes, I want Soa's box.
That part.
Like, yeah, knowing what's in there, but before no one was in there, I'm like, ooh, I want this one. Afterwards,
because it looks pretty. But I probably still would have went for Soa's box.
All right, so let's get on to the main stage. We have our regular judges, Stephanie and Kitty Smile. This week we are joined by Alexandre and honey, I'm gonna try to pronounce your name. If I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry. Is it Soot? I believe it's Soot. But can we talk about her? She was an amazing guest judge.
She was. She was an awesome guest judge.
Free, honey, season 2, you can join. There could be 3 judges next to Nikki. Yeah, join. Because I lived your commentary was necessary, and you could tell that she's
productive.
Even Alexandre was a good judge too, but Suit here, I'm sorry if I'm saying her name wrong, but she gave it to me. She gave me what I needed. So, Nikki Doll, what did you think of Nikki's look this week?
She was trying something different.
Yeah, it is different. And I remember when I was watching it, I'm like, okay, I like this. But like the longer I stared at it, I'm like, do I like this?
No.
And even a few days later, I'm still gonna give it a 2, but like a soft one.
I think it might be like it looks good when it's moving, but when she's just standing there, you're just kind of like,
Maybe that's what it was. But I'm gonna give it a soft 2.
I mean, because it's mixed fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got this heavyweight fabric at the bottom, and then this really heavy leather corset up top, and they're not meshing well together. Like
Yeah, I agree. This
one
doesn't really mesh well.
one needed to melt into the other because it's just like this really harsh line.
Yeah.
Wake up.
No, it wasn't even. It wasn't that. I was trying to stop a sneeze. Okay.
Well, then bless you.
All right. So this week the category is haute couture. Hot couture. Remember that.
Hot couture.
Hot couture.
Haute couture.
Haute couture.
Haute couture.
Up first is La Grande Dame. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah. At this point, I'm like, crown her. Crown La Grande Dame. Because I feel like he's gonna slay the makeover challenge next week. So just crown her at this point. Crown her. But yes, this was very good. What did you think of this one?
Oh, it was magnificent.
Up next is La Big Bertha. I like the idea of this.
The idea was cute.
But it just she didn't execute it well for me.
No.
I appreciate seeing the silhouette of her real body in between this garment here. I did appreciate that. But like the rest, like I get the message and I love the message, but it just, the look isn't matching what the message should be. Well, the message isn't matching what the look should be. But yes, I'm gonna have to boot this.
Something somewhere ain't meshed well, and then you needed different shoes.
Yeah, the shoes and the glove. I'm like, girl, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Up next is Lolita Banana, becoming the second queen ever in Drag Race history to walk the main stage in stilts. The first was on season 5 of the American Drag Race when Ivy Winters did it.
Ivy Winters.
Ivy Winters. But yes, I love this. This was cute.
I don't get haute couture from it,
I do not get haute couture. But I give her extra points for walking on stilts.
Right.
Yeah, I don't get where haute couture comes in on this. I don't. But I still like it.
I don't see haute couture.
I don't get haute couture. Like, look at that. That is impressive, honey. Up next is So the Muse. Just look at the material. Look at it. Now, I'm not gonna clock her for wearing the same boots again, but I ain't gonna clock her. But look at this. Just look at this.
I'm just glad, La Grande Dame let her borrow a wig.
Baby. Oh, it's so good. Good. So
now, from now on, these are the kind of wigs you need. No more shake and goes, ma'am.
No more shit. Hopefully, now that you've been on the show, you can get your little extra coins and you can afford a little better wig. Because I know coins plays into a lot of this. I know. Oh, this is good. This is good.
Yes. Very much just, yeah.
And then we have Paloma. This was the inspiration.
And
this is what we got.
Yes. I loved it.
I'm glad somebody did.
You didn't like it?
No. It gave me very costumey instead of haute couture.
I think because it's from a bygone era, you're thinking costumey. But at the time that it was published, which was like what, the 50s, 60s?
So yeah.
That would have been haute couture.
But my thing, I feel like this still could have been haute couture. I really don't like this. What is this, velvet?
That might be what it is the fact that that's velvet as
The
opposed to
velvet.
being like
Yeah.
silk or satin or something.
Yeah, like maybe if it was a different material, I could get behind it more. But for me, I did not care for this.
I don't think it's crushed velvet. It's either crushed velvet or it's either velvet or it's like crushed satin
Mm-hmm. It didn't look
because
good.
it doesn't look.
Lights.
It looks too light to be velvet, so it's got to be the other one.
So out of our five amazing queens here, who had your favorite look of the week?
Uh, Probably so.
I agree. So the Muse really did that for me. Like she did this. Le Grand Dame is a close second, but So the
Yeah.
Muse did this. This was amazing. Like, yes, So the Muse. Woo, 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 woo. All right, so let's run through these commercials that they had to do. Up first was Le Grand Dame. What did you think of this performance?
I really wish she could have did something different. I think she just ran out of inspiration and just did whatever.
I wish at some point we would have saw Le Grand Dame. You know, we saw this character the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I chuckled, a couple times. I'm like, okay, this is cute, but like, is Le Grand Dame coming? This
Mm-hmm.
is supposed to be branding yourself.
Right.
At the same
Yep.
time,
I think she just
selling a
focused more or less on the perfume.
yeah.
Cause like it could have been like, okay, motorcycles, boom, and then turned it into Damo Le Grand Dame.
Like something like that. But yeah, she didn't do bad. It's just, you know. Up next is the Big Bertha. I actually enjoyed this.
Hers was entertaining,
I
actually.
was very confused on the harsh critique she got on this commercial. I'm like, huh? It was funny. We
Mm-hmm.
it was selling herself and the perfume. I enjoyed it very well. Very much so. Very much so.
It might have just been like the amount of time she took. I don't know.
Up next is Lolita Banana. No, I didn't like this at all.
No, it wasn't very good. She took too much time trying to put it together.
Just it
I
didn't.
mean, it was well thought out, but it seemed disjointed at the same time.
I feel like she was trying to do too much in her like 30 seconds a minute, however long they had to have this commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she was trying to cram too much into it. Because yeah, it could have
Mm-hmm.
worked if there wasn't so much, and she just would elaborate on some of the things she already had instead of trying to jump in so many so many scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Up next is So Demuse. This one was my favorite of the night.
Yeah, yeah, because it was also very well thought out. It was
Very
like,
well thought
boom,
out. It wasn't overcomplicated.
nope. It's
It
like, oh,
showed
I'm
us
a
the perfume,
businesswoman. Everybody is shitting on me. I get this perfume. Now I'm in charge and I am queen of the world. I'm sorry if you saw that. Yeah, I spit.
So Demuse, she did not overcomplicate it. She sold herself and the
Mm-hmm.
perfume. Like, baby,
Mm-hmm.
this shot right here. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
where can I go get this perfume?
I
Where is it?
love
Is it
that
at
bottle.
Macy's?
That bottle is everything.
Is it at Macy's? Can I go get it from Macy's, honey? Because this is everything.
Okay. And then she went from the structured, you know, flat hair to the gorgeous natural hair.
And this is where I said I think they shot themselves in the foot giving her the win last week because I truly feel like she should have got the win tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I truly feel like that. We'll get into that a little bit more later. And then Paloma.
What was this?
All right.
Moving on.
So after out of all these queens here, I've stated already that Soul de Muse was my favorite out of the bunch. Is that the same for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
So I was very confused by that. But after they got the critiques, we get the infamous question that we get every season. Who should go home tonight and why? Oh, as soon as Nikki asked it, I'm like, yes. You know, I live for this question. But the answers just confused at me. I was
I mean, what did they base that off of?
that part because they're like, oh, she's been struggling.
Where?
Let's just go ahead and go through it. Everybody said not Legrand, George Jesus. Everybody said Lolita Banana, except for Lolita Banana, who originally said herself, but then said Bertha.
Right.
Honestly,
And Bertha made a lot more sense than Lolita did.
and that's the point I'm trying to get because I didn't understand that. Lolita has
won a challenge.
Placed.
She's placed high just about everywhere.
She's placed high pretty much every week. This is the only week she's really struggled. And so I'm not. She did the struggle snatch game.
I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah, it was Bertha's constantly been in the bottom, except for last week with the girl group challenge. They gave her a high position, but it's just like I am so confused on why they all said Lolita when she was slaying the competition.
And I think that might be why. It's just because they know that she's big competition.
And it's just we get it. There's been a I guess space in between Lolita and the other girls because Lolita still feels like an outsider in France. Like I get that, but for them
totally understand that. I have been in Texas for 12 years and I still feel like I am on the outside of everything and I cannot interject myself even when I lived near you. Like that's how I felt and I'm like I've been here for forever. I should be in the fabric some kind of way. But every time I hung around people, it was like, oh, you remember high school? Well, I didn't go to high school with y'all, so I can't get in on that conversation. Yeah. Oh, you remember this? And then I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. So,
yeah. So I feel like it was more on that because everybody loved Bertha. Like, oh, that's my sister. I don't want her to go home. But have you not seen what she's been doing? But hey, that's what it is. So Paloma won. I wholeheartedly disagree.
Yeah.
This very gave me, oh, we're going to give you a win this week, Legrand Dom the win next week, so that all three of y'all can go into the finale with 2 wins. But I said this last week, Lolita should have won that girl group challenge. And honestly, Soa Demuse should have won this week. This was the week for her to win.
Right. But they gave her too. Like I said, they were shot
themselves in the foot. So yeah, I didn't agree with Paloma win. Honestly, I thought she was going to be in the bottom.
I mean, if I was going to give it to anybody outside of so it would have been like Legrand Dom. I thought Legrand Dom was more entertaining.
Legrand Dom did better. I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I was very confused on Paloma winning this.
Okay, yeah, it is Velvet.
So the bottom.
What is this, Velvet?
Sorry. Two was Lolita and Bertha. I don't agree with this bottom two. I would have switched Bertha out with Paloma. Because I thought Bertha, although this outfit is not what it is.
No, it's questionable.
Not what it is. But then again, I didn't particularly care for either one of the looks.
Right.
For me, it just really goes back to the challenge. And yeah, Bertha did better in the challenge, in my opinion. But hey, the bottom two this week was La Big Bertha and Lolita Banana.
Lolita Banana.
They lip sync to this song here.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
By our guest judge this week. Hey.
Corpse by Salt.
So this lip sync.
Oh, Lord.
The most emotional lip sync in Drag Race history. Like, we've seen some emotional lip syncs, but this one really
crying without even knowing why I'm crying.
I'm at work, boo-hooing in my office at like 12:30 something. Because I watched this the day after. And I'm just in my office. I'm like, somebody's gonna walk by, hear me crying, and thinking I'm going through something in here.
It was.
I was. And I would have gladly explained to them what was going on. I'm watching Drag Race France, yes, in France.
In French.
In French. I got the subtitles on, honey. I do. Baby, she was hurt.
Very much
The
hurt.
tears. Like she felt the pain that these queens were exhibiting on this screen. Even Bertha. I'm sitting there and I'm like, honey, if this ain't a double Shantae, like if this ain't when we're gonna do it, like then we're not doing it. Clearly, we're not doing it because there's only 2 episodes left.
Clearly, we're not doing it.
Yeah, unless they do it next week. But at this point, it doesn't even give Lolita a chance to win. So why even play? But yeah, it's just oh, and when she pulled out the razor.
That was what got me. I'm like, what you shaving your head for, girl?
This is when the tears started pouring right here. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, this is a moment, and the judges were feeling it as well. Bertha is just this.
And then she took that off, and then she started taking her clothes off.
Started fighting.
I was like, this is the only time I'm okay with a wig falling off.
Tears.
Makeup is runny.
Nikki, watery eyes, tears.
No, she cried. She cried so much her lashes fell off.
When she was fighting with the garment. Even Alexandra, you can see his eyes all getting glassy. Like this was an experience that I didn't know
I needed in life.
My goodness. Like, this is a lip sync I will remember forever. I might forget a lot of lip syncs, or no, I don't. I might forget some of the.
You don't. I will. I'm old.
But this is something that's gonna stick with me forever. This moment here. Oh my goodness, I am boohooing.
Yes.
When she was helping her get out the garment and they were hugging and crying, boohooing. Loudly boohooing in my office. Loudly. Just was a moment.
I was in the living room. I was on the couch, and I'm sitting there with my blanket. Why am I crying?
Like, you could feel their pain. You could feel their hurt. And it's just, I think because we've all been in a similar situation like this.
I'm feeling it now.
It's just talking about it now, I'm getting emotional. So demuse, like everybody was like, wow. But Nikki made her decision. Lolita Banana stayed, and Bertha had to sashay away. Do you agree with this decision?
Not necessarily. I mean, they both gave a very emotional.
I feel like this would have been the one chance they had to do a double Shantae. Makes sense.
Right. And we'd have just had like a top 5 and got rid of somebody on the day.
Yeah, like next week, drop somebody and we'll have 4 for the finale. But, they decided not to. If I had to choose between the two, I would have chosen Lolita. But next week, we have the good old makeover challenge, and they're making over their loved ones. I love when they bring family and friends to make over. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cute when they get the social media or they get the pick crew or the stage crew. Like, that's all fun. But, like, when you get people in there they actually know and have feelings for, that makes good TV. That makes good TV for me. But yes, that is Drag Race France, darling. Drag Race France. Only 2 weeks left. I'm going to make a prediction. Lolita will go home next week. We'll have a top 3 of Soa, Paloma, and La Grande Dame. And I think La Grande Dame might take the title. Either that or Soa. Because although she lip sync twice, She's just, you could tell they clearly love her. So yeah, Paloma might win it too. You never know. Like they really love this top three. This is the top three they wanted to push to the finale, and they did it.
Right.
Me personally, I think I would choose Le Grand Dame or Soa because they're both in my top three. But yeah,
I know Soa's in mine. I don't remember if Le Grand Dame is.
I don't remember. I'll have to look at our list a little bit later. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here.
Like, because I have my Canada list in front of me. I have a Down Under. I don't know what happened to my France list.
Open. I wrote this somewhere. Wait, didn't we pick the same?
For
Wasn't this the season we picked the same top three?
it was either France or Canada. It was one of those two.
France, because I picked Bertha, Soa, and Grand Dame, and I think you picked the same three. Because I think this is the first time we've had the same three in forever.
Yeah, since we started this.
Since I made you go first on the picking of the But anyway, we're going to wrap things up here. LaCresha, where can they find you on the medias that are social?
You can find me at Cresha McGill, that's CRESHAMCGILL on all social media.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.